And I'm gonna turn power on. We're still getting the glitch. So I just finished replacing 100 microfarad capacitors. I didn't replace the 22 microfarad capacitors because I actually found that the ones I have are slightly too big. But in removing one and testing it, I found that it actually was at the right ratings. But the 100 microfarad capacitors were varying between like 90 and up and down around 90. So I replaced them all. Let's test this out. All right, this is the one with the capacitors that would change. Let's turn it on. Waiting for the static glitch. Not seeing the static glitch. This might be fixed. We need to get a stationary screen. All right, I've used the remote control to get a stationary screen. And we're waiting. As you saw in the video before, this screen was getting a staticky snow screen every few seconds. It's not happening now, so the screen might actually be working. Let's get the menu up here. Menu works. Now I want to test the brightness. Let's see if I can navigate this menu. There you go. It's 100. Let's lower it. It is working. So at least we got the brightness circuit set up properly. It's hard to tell on this video because as the brightness increases, my camera phone will try to adjust, but it is getting brighter and darker. So at least we got that circuit working. So in the previous video where I replaced the compact fluorescent lights with LEDs, and I have a quick little blurb about the wiring, that seems to work with that particular LED replacement. So since this board is working with the capacitors replaced, and I still might go change the 22 microfarad capacitors. I couldn't change them because the size I have was a little too big. I also have another touchscreen panel because this one has a little scratch in it, and I still have to put this on the machine to test it. If the other not scratched extra touchscreen works, I'll put it on this monitor and I'll have a complete working backup screen in case it ever breaks on the current machine. So success, I got 2 working monitors from 3 bad ones. I'm still gonna try to get the third board to work. All right, I've placed in the other LCD board, the one that wasn't powering on the monitor, or at least not displaying video at all. And I'm gonna test this out. And this is the board that doesn't turn on at all. And I'm going to replace these, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 capacitors, 100, what do you call it, microfarad capacitors, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 microfarad capacitors with these here. And we'll see if it works. So I took off the 900 microfarad capacitors, and most of them rated about 95. 3 of them rated about 84, and this one is rating under 80. So that's a good sign that there's a problem in the circuit, at least with these capacitors. Hopefully nothing that was around these capacitors is blown yet. So I'm going to replace these and the 10 microfarad capacitors and try to fire it up. And we are back to testing. So this is the board that came with the monitor that didn't turn on the screen at all. I've changed all the capacitors. You can see they're kind of new looking, both the 100 and the 10 microfarad capacitors. That's completely different than the other board. The other board had 122 microfarad. So these are two different boards, but their inputs and outputs are the same. So we're gonna go ahead and test this board now. So just a quick comparison. This is the board that we're gonna test with the capacitors all changed. This is the board that works, where I changed only the 100 microfarad capacitors and not the 22s. I'm still planning to change these when the new shipment comes in. The ones that I have don't fit physically in this small space. So when that comes in, I'll replace these and try the board again. But you can see the board differences, but their connectors are mostly the same. So let's go ahead and put this board in and give it a shot. All right, I have the board in, the one that we just replaced the capacitors. Have the Apple TV set up. Let's see, it's powered on. And I'm gonna flip the switch. And 1, 2, 3, click. Oh, interesting. It started up with an odd vertical line screen, but that might have been because of the input wasn't selected yet. But it looks like it's turning on now and it's displaying a screen. So that's good. So both boards work. Let's get the menu. There we go. I just want to see if the brightness control, look at that. The menu is actually different on this monitor than the other one. Let's see, how do we do this? Nope, that's not it. Menu, click again. Oh, there we go, contrast, wrong way. There we go, brightness. How do I, there we go. So let's test it. Oh, looks like it got brighter. And dim, and it's getting dimmer. Yep. So the brightness circuit seems to work. Well, I guess we have 3 boards that work, one in the machine, one sitting right there we just fixed a little earlier, and this one right here that we also fixed. The fix for both of these was changing the capacitors, because I think it's these. I think over time they are wearing out and they go past the point where that they're not 100 microfarads or close to, or 20%, more than 20% off, and then this screen stops working. So that's the fix. What I'm going to do now is get the touch screen that does not have a scratch. I have another one. Put that on this LCD, which does not have any issues, and choose one of these 2 boards, put it in there, test the digitizer on the main device, main game machine, and we will have 2 working monitors.